What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Sky Lounge episode 7. Listen, we've been away for a while, but we are back better than ever, and we're so excited. We are in our new space. We're actually here at the PA Hub, our new set for the Sky Lounge. And let me know in the comments if you like it, guys. It's a really nice space. In fact, a couple episodes ago, we would have announced that the PA Hub was coming. Well, that idea has come and materialized, and we are actually in the space. We've been around for a couple months now, and today's conversation will be unpacking just, I guess, that journey in a sense. So I have today as guest my friend Jessica Royce, great friend Jessica Royce.
I'm your sister, love. We've elevated this.
And I also have the love of my life, my amazing wife.
Jessica is my sister.
The mother of my child. Yeah, man, born in the oven. If you didn't know, we are expecting a baby boy on the way, 7 months pregnant at this point. I don't know how long will be when you get to watch this episode. But yeah, we're gonna be unpacking a whole bunch today. But as always, the Sky Lounge is a space, a place for lifelong learners. We have conversations around life, leadership, entrepreneurship, communication, all things around that realm. And of course, we're giving you the Jamaican perspective and context. My name is Timmy Sky, as I said, and I'm joined today by the two most amazing people in the world, Jessica Royce, my sister and friend, and Carissa. Make some noise for them in the chat, guys. Super excited for today. And what we said was we did things a little different. We're back and we wanted to unpack the journey thus far. So similarly to what we did in a couple episodes before, we asked Jessica to actually host this conversation, ask the question. So really and truly, we are in the hot seat, Rissa and I, and Jessica is directing the flight. She's driving the car today. So big up yourself, J. Royce. Jessica is actually going to be picking up from a conversations we had a couple episodes ago where we just spoke about the journey of getting to where we are right now. Carissa's story, Pink Apron's story. Fast forward a couple months, we are now in the PA Hub, which was an idea, but now we're seeing like the actual materialization of God's goodness and graciousness on us. And so we figured, it's been 3 months in, let's have a conversation around what that journey has looked like, what we've learned along the way, the hiccups, the hurdles that we had to climb over and jump over, and just, I guess, what keeps us going at this point. So over to you, J. Royce.
What's up, guys?
What's up,
Jess? How are you doing today?
We are well. I'm well. How are you?
I'm not bad. I'm good.
What's it like being 7 months pregnant?
It's heavy. I'm a little swell, but
Well, well, guys, it's been, how many months has it been exactly? 3 months?
Since
Pink
opening.
Apron,
Yeah, about 3 consistent months.
Yeah,
we actually opened our doors for the first time to the public on April 21st.
Okay.
That was like a pop-up, and in April we had a couple pop-ups, so it wasn't like an everyday operation. And then we hit the ground running officially in May.
Yeah.
So May, June, July. As at this day, it's what?
We're August now.
Yeah,
We're in August, so just over
That's
3
crazy.
months.
I feel like you guys are in a totally different season than the last time we spoke.
Yeah, legit.
So this is going to be really fun to catch up and just hear all those stories. So, my style, let's start at the very beginning.
Of course.
So the hub is now open, and I want to know opening day. What was that like? What were the type of things happening? Let's talk pop-up first. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, amazing. So we... As I say, it was
April 21st.
April 21st. And why I remember that day is because April 20th was Fun in the Sun, right? So, and I had the pleasure of hosting Fun in the Sun, or being one of the hosts for Fun in the Sun. So it was literally taking off one hat and putting on the other the very next day. It was really a miracle in and of itself. We announced that we were doing a pop-up on the 19th, which would have been the Friday. And we just wanted it to be as low-key as possible, because we're like,
There's no such thing as low-key with Pink Apron.
We're not gonna load it up. I think we just made a video and put it in the story. That was it. Maybe we made a post actually, but that was it. One post to just let people know, hey guys, we're popping up on the 21st. Our doors will be open. We showed people the space. Dude, I think we said we'd open at 12. The first customer was here from 10, right? Outside. And then I kid you not, people used to say, guys, when you open, there's going to be a line wrapped around the building. So said, So done. There
Wow.
was a line right inside. So from the cash register out the door, around the
All around the
building.
building,
It was
yeah.
a miracle in motion. It was very overwhelming, very exciting. A lot of mixed feelings all at
Yeah.
once. But it was super cool. Super, super cool. And that was fun. We sold out of literally everything. Like there was nothing left by the end of the day. And it was, I mean, it was what? Death by fire or full submersion.
Yeah,
for
Baptism,
sure.
we were fully submerged. Like there
Yeah.
was no like putting your toe into the water. It was like, yo,
know.
push, chuck off into
I'm
the
just
deep
curious,
end.
like you guys genuinely don't believe like this is gonna happen, or you know it's gonna happen, but then it's just like it catches you off guard.
Go on, you can answer that.
I don't know. I mean, every time you do it, you just hope for the best, but then at the same time, you're like, you always say, oh, but maybe nobody now go.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird feeling.
Yeah, I'd build on that. So I'd say honestly, you use the past to kind of guide what the future will be like, or you look at the past, your track record from the past, and use that as a guide for what the future will look like. And so we've seen it in the past. We know we have a following, but the truth is there's so many factors always at play. The type of weekend, the weather,
Yeah,
the people just get paid or not. Like there's so many moving parts
it wasn't a
to
pay
something.
weekend.
Yeah, it wasn't a
No,
pay weekend,
yeah.
and there's so many moving parts in any
And you
given
never really
weekend.
advertised that.
It was a
No, we
Sunday, so you never really know what to expect. And then from the business side, as it relates to even preparing for what to expect, sometimes you want to go big and risk it all, but the risk with
That
that
can
is
bite
you buy as much as you
That's
want to
true,
sell,
Annie.
and then you actually don't get to sell it, and it's like a big loss. So it's always like measuring that balance, figuring it out. We had no idea really and truly what to expect. We knew that there was like a buzz going on around it, but as I said, like you never really know. That's the thing about
Yeah.
this thing, you never really know, which is a big difference even between a catering, which is like sure money, like
That's true.
I've been booked for 200 people,
right?
regardless if these 200 people come or not. I'm being paid for 200 people. With the restaurant slash pop-ups, it's like, yo, honestly, it could be 50, it could be 500, and you want to be on the side where you prepared for 500
Yeah.
and 500 came, but then you also don't want to be on the side
you
where you
lose.
prepare for
Yeah,
500 and
lose so much
50 come,
food.
so
Yeah.
It's
so
funny.
there's more risk involved. There are a lot more factors at play, so it's always a guess
Yeah.
in a sense.
Yeah. Well, if there's something I've seen for sure, people love Pink April and people love you guys. This is a whole new baby, right?
Legit.
And you guys just happen to have another baby at the same time.
Heck
I'm
yeah.
just curious about that story and like how that ended up happening and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Like having both of them at the same time. Like you can talk about that. Like
Yeah,
what's
make it
that
up.
been like?
Yeah. So again, that's a miracle in motion. Rissa, do you want to jump in any at all before I even answer that question
When
completely?
did this happen? Feb.
7 months ago. So
Yeah.
we found out at the beginning of the year.
So we could pregnant
Pregnant
brain.
brain.
Yeah,
Pregnant
pregnant brain
brain.
is a real thing,
It's
by the
real,
way,
guys.
gentlemen.
Not
So
even
listen, take notes.
Get out of here.
Link me after
Goodbye,
this. If you
Timmy.
have questions, listen. I have
Anyways,
no answers, but I
7
can tell you my
months ago.
experience. Yeah.
So wait, the business was open.
No, so we're still building out this cafe at that point.
Oh, okay.
And then we found out we were pregnant in
In about January,
February.
February.
early February.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't early
Right after your
February.
birthday.
Around that,
after
after the
your
birthday.
birthday.
Yeah.
I know some man some mad.
Beginning of the year.
Yeah,
Mhm.
beginning of the year.
Was it shock?
It was was it a shock? Kind of
Absolutely.
so. But we're trying for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, man.
So I feel like I don't know. It was a nice shock.
Was a
Timmy
nice
never
shock.
believed me though when I tell him, but
Yeah.
Guys, Timmy went and got like
he got
50
like 5
Yeah.
different
pregnancies.
pregnancy
And I was
Sure
like,
did.
bro,
Carries
I'm
that
pregnant.
over.
I sure did.
I knew it from that before.
Yeah, I sure did.
believed
I don't
me.
think up until ultrasound you really were like,
Yeah.
No, he didn't believe. It's okay.
So let me jump in. So essentially, we've been trying to have a baby for 2 years now,
Mhm.
and
How long you guys been married?
we've been married
6
this year.
years, September.
In September will be 6 years. So been trying for about 2 years, and just to backtrack, when we made that conscious decision to start trying, Rissa started presenting with signs that looked like, I guess, endometriosis or
But it
one of
wasn't.
those things.
Woman
And
problems.
not that that's a death sentence or not, but it caused complications. And I mean, like legit, we decided the Friday, the Saturday, she started exhibiting weird symptoms that we've never seen.
Strange.
In that same time period, we met with a family member and we're praying and just like, sharing what's been going on, and they encouraged us to fast and pray and seek God on this. Like, it's, what does God really want you to have kids? Yes or no? And shortly after that season of prayer and fasting, God just dropped the name Isaac in my spirit.
Baby Zach.
And when I looked up in the Bible for the first reference of Isaac, above the Bible, above the chapter in Genesis, it said miracle baby. And I gave Rissel the name, and I was like, I don't know why, but I just feel like, God gave me the name Isaac. When I looked it up, it said miracle baby. And I just recall thinking, like, honestly, I'd never name my child Isaac because it's such an ancient, old,
It's so
archaic
standard.
name.
It's-
And I mean, I've never met an Isaac. I think Isaac Newton, like
Oh,
old,
like
old.
long time.
Like that's not me
Bringing
at
it
all.
back. Bring
And
back
so
the
for me, like if I were ever to have a child,
Last
I
name
would
it up,
name him Cilantro.
You're not naming
Wolf.
cilantro too.
I'd name him
Storm.
Storm Sky.
Blaze.
Wind.
Like
Son is
something cool. You see me, but Isaac never.
Thank God for Isaac.
So anyway,
Yes,
I felt like God was saying you're gonna have a miracle baby. I didn't know at that
This
time.
is 2 years prior.
2 years
Wow.
prior.
Okay.
And so the whole time while trying, which we tried a lot.
Thank you for sharing that,
very,
Tim.
very
I needed us.
grateful.
He had to
Practice
say
makes
it.
perfect.
Please.
You don't know, you see me?
Get the heck out of here.
But yeah, after trying and just like being disappointed constantly for like 2 years,
Yeah.
I never lost hope in the midst. I know it was harder for Rissel, right? But we never lost hope because we were holding on to that promise. And so when we found out earlier this year, around February, that we're pregnant, it was a shock for me because honestly, we had I guess false positives in the past, and then we were just like got excited and then found out it wasn't actually the case. And so I was very measured in my response, and so I just decided what, I'm not gonna run headfirst into this. So Risa and I are opposite that way. Risa will hear
I'm
one
excited
piece.
every single time.
Carissa
we
told
do
me
that.
like
Risa never get the full story, and she go and tell everybody, right? Me know I need to double check. And so as you said earlier, I bought like 4 or 5 pregnancy
I remember.
tests, and I
I
made
literally
her
woke him up
pee
with
on
a
that-
test in his face.
I made
You
her
don't believe
pee on
me?
the stick couple times before I fully believed it. Then we went to the doctor and double checked, and then I was like, all right, I guess it's real,
Wow.
And so I say all that to say, in the midst of trying for so long, getting that promise, and then on top of getting that promise, finding out that it's actually a baby boy, which is again such a miracle. And
guys,
just
you should
God's-
see that. I mean,
God's
on
grace.
social media,
Yeah,
it's
man.
there, but
we
Timmy,
should show the
if
video.
this was not a boy, oh
Yeah,
my
man.
goodness.
We should show the gender reveal video like right here, okay, Ramon? Like right
Why
here.
we're pressuring, my
Yeah, man.
friend?
We're gonna
Ramon,
show them
if you
because
can.
I was elated.
Shaking, they're shaking. Just throwing that out there.
Stefan.
2, 1.
Anyway, but when we found out it was a boy, at that point I literally knew, yeah, man, we have to
Isaac for
dedicate
sure.
this boy to the Lord because he's our child. He's his child. He's not ours. We've been given the gift of a child. Like literally, children are a gift, and we get to be stewards of this thing. And so we decided, you know what? A lot of times God calls us to the stuff that we don't even want to do. And so for me, that was even stuff like naming my son Isaac.
Yeah.
But we're called to be obedient. God's love language is obedience, and so we've decided to
100%.
dedicate him to the Lord. And so his name is Isaac, and that's a miracle
I love
in
it.
and of itself.
beautiful.
And did we plan to do both things at the same time?
No.
Absolutely not.
Definitely
When you
not.
backtrack again 2 years ago when we spoke about trying to have a child and wanting to have a child, we looked at the year and we said the absolute worst time of year to have a baby would be at the end of the year. We looked and said, that's the busiest time of year for us. We're caterers, and we say, we're always busy at that time of year. So we'd rather the baby come in Q1 than Q4. Like we could control
plan
all of
this.
that, right? Well, God laughs at our plans. Sometimes we make our plans and He laughs.
Yeah.
Ultimately, He's in charge.
Yeah.
And so lo and behold, know the baby's coming.
I actually think
October.
it's perfect timing.
And I mean, looking on, it feels like
Yeah.
the worst timing
Yeah.
ever in the midst
In
of
the natural.
opening the restaurant, you know. And so it feels like two babies at one time. But honestly, from the jump, we've been given a promise.
Yeah.
And this restaurant again is a promise that we're seeing come to fruition. And so we just dedicate it all to the Lord. The baby, the restaurant, the business, all of it. And we just believe. I always hear Ramon say, what God starts, he sustains. And so we believe that he started
Yeah,
this thing, he will
absolutely.
sustain it. And so we lean into that wholeheartedly. So it's been scary, but we are holding on to the promise, and
Yeah.
we're trusting the Lord.
Yeah.
And he's been faithful thus far, and we believe he'll continue
Yeah.
to be.
I really think this whole pink apron story is just miracle after miracle.
Legit.
Trust me.
To the point where you can't even
Can't
say
pick
it's
it up.
like you can't take credit for it
No.
anymore. Where it's
Never.
just like God doing things in the wildest ways.
Legit.
So speaking of wild stories, we talked about the pop-up, but then
Yes.
now let's talk opening week officially, how that went. There are just a lot of challenges when you think about staffing, like all that type of stuff. Like how has that been for you guys?
Whew. It's been intense. It's been
Yeah,
intense.
It's non-stop. I feel like, boy, this place is such a blessing. I said I'm gonna talk positive.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Every day I feel like we're presented with a
What was
new
the opening
issue.
week like though? So you did the pop-up and then how soon after
We
was
did a
this?
soft launch, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'd say
Yeah.
we're still soft.
We're
launch.
still soft launch.
Yeah.
People
Yeah,
ask me,
man.
like, when is the real open? I'm like, boy,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So one, we've never done this before, and so we did the pop-up. The pop-up was an overwhelming success. It's often said that every blessing has a burden, and so the blessing of the building having so many people it wrap around is the burden of where these people gonna park, and you know, how am I gonna feed all these people? How do I manage when we sell the same food two
Yeah.
times? All of that stuff, you know, figuring out our process on our flow in the kitchen, just different stuff,
Yeah.
right? And so it's been a blessing, but of course, you know, highly anticipated opening when it fully hit the ground running in May. You know, we were doing some amounts of damage control with just, you know, some negative experiences
Yeah.
people had. And then of course came one of our biggest challenges, which was parking,
Oh, yeah.
right? Parking
Still a challenge.
is a
yeah.
challenge right now, and that's like an age-old challenge in Jamaica on the road that
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
located on, Lady Musgrave
Yeah.
Road. It's a challenge. So the blessing of having people come, but the challenge of how am I gonna park them? Where am I
do we
gonna
put
park them?
Yeah.
All of that stuff. So that's been one major challenge. Another major challenge in the midst of everything was right as we were getting ready to open, we got news that one of our most senior staff was gonna be leaving us, not due to anything we had done, but due to the opportunity of being potentially able to migrate. And
Right.
so of course we're super happy for him. We want the best for him. But it almost felt like, oh my gosh, this came
Like
at the
another
absolute
challenge. Yeah.
worst time, you know? And so getting new staff, introducing people into how we work, how we flow.
What kind of timeline is this?
This is
Because it's only been 3 months.
yeah, this is
The first
like
month,
I
a
think
couple
yeah, I
weeks,
think
yeah.
he left us within the first month of
Okay.
operation.
From the first month.
Within the first month of operation. Added to that was as we broke into our new space, of course you don't really know until how everything works,
Like how you
until
live
like
in
you
it.
test
Yeah.
it. So I think even on the first day of the pop-up, we turned on all the equipment immediately. One of the
Tripled.
breakers tripped.
Yeah,
Like
man.
it's just like it could have managed
day.
everything going on in the space. So I have to run and get this and that.
Extension
Listen,
and
this
split
business
this and that.
It's no
Yeah,
joke.
this
It's not for the
business
weak,
has
not for the faint
forced
of heart.
me to
Yeah.
learn how to be an electrician, how to be a plumber, how to be an accountant, a lawyer, HR, everything. Like I feel
Yeah.
like every C-suite role we're playing between the two of us until we, you know, are able to expand and bring on more people. And of course, setting culture has been super important. So of course, as I said, we lost one of our most senior staff members in the first month. Our next big challenge that really set us up for failure or set us back. It hindered us was the exhaust system in
Yeah.
the kitchen.
Yo,
Major.
drama.
So if you are familiar with anything to do with just our opening, it was very sporadic, right? We'd say, hey guys, we're open today, not tomorrow. Or we're open on Saturday, not on Sunday. Or we said we're going to be open on Saturday, but actually we're going to
We'll
be
have to
closed on
close.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Or we said we're going to be open at 12, now we're open at 2. Like it was just like all over the place. A lot of it's out beyond our control. Like I remember fully we were operational, and then we had to say, hey guys, due to circumstances beyond our
Didn't the place
control,
like flood
we
out one
have
point
to
two or something?
close. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man.
So holy for that.
Still a flood.
So before I even reached the flood was the exhaust system, right? So literally, you know what people always say, if you can't take the heat, stay out to the kitchen.
Yo, the
Kitchens
kitchen
get
there, hot.
and that's with a working exhaust system. Kitchens are hot. Well,
Yeah.
our exhaust system from the
Was
jump
not working.
was not working. We brought the guy in to fix it like twice. He said, I fixed it, I did this, I did that. It still wasn't working. Got another guy who really feel like a scammer. Now that I
Yo,
think
wherever
about
you
it.
are.
Got another guy to come in and fix it. And if you know Jamaican workmen, they talk a big talk.
Like,
But
yeah,
when
man,
it
what
comes
time
to
fix this,
the
man?
work itself, oh my gosh, nightmare, right? So charge money. I end up paying for this thing like 3 times, right? Because he tells me I'm gonna have to change out the fans. We just opened and now we'll have to change out the
So this is why
equipment.
customers are coming in and stuff, or
Yeah,
you're
man.
closed?
So
Well,
It was like the on and off.
yeah, this was on and off. So eventually, so you know what? We can't put our staff through
Yeah, it was
working in
very
these
bad.
conditions.
Mhm.
We're gonna hit pause. We're gonna get a second opinion,
Yeah.
someone to come in and reassess, and then just fix it early so that we just keep it moving. And so the plan was he was gonna. I said, hey, I have an event. This was the weekend of Father's Day, right? So we had
yeah,
we had an event on the Sunday that Father's Day fell on, and I said, listen, I have an event on this day. I'm gonna close on Friday, close on Saturday.
So you
Can
can
you do
come
the
in.
work? Do the work. He said, yes, man, I can do the work, but you have to give me the money. I said, all right, no problem. I give you the money, pay up front. He calls me on the Saturday and says, I can't make it again because the people told me I can't get the fan until Monday. I said, no, man, I'm going to get the fans for you.
So you know
I
I
run
got
and
those
get the fans. And it's a miracle that I even get these
I
fans
remember
because
that
the
was
place
wild.
is going to close at like 5 p.m. No, at like 3 p.m. He calls me at 2:45 to say he can't get the
And
fans,
I
right?
begged.
So we call the owner for the fans. We get the fans. God is good. And so we paid for the fans, even though we gave him the money to buy the fans. So
Oh.
he's gotten the
Still
money
haven't
for the
gotten it back.
fans, and we paid for the fans. So we're paying him twice, right? We get the fans. All of a sudden, I can't make it again. I know he got the
Somebody
fans,
call
but I have
me.
now another emergency.
After the
Oh, it's
days.
in Portmore. And
Rubbish.
within 15 minutes that he was supposed to be at the same place I was, he's like, I'm in Portmore now. I can't make it to you till after. Call him all day, all night. No answers. Call him finally at like 8 p.m. Yeah, man, at 8 p.m. I get him and he's like, I wasn't answering my phone because I use my hands to work. So if my phone is ringing and my hands are
Oh,
doing work, I
gosh.
can't answer. Like all of a sudden, bear chat, right? And so like it gets to the point where I can't deal with him no more. Rissa gets him on the phone and she talks him down. And you know, Jamaican workman say again, once a girl is talking to them, it's a different story. So Rissa talks him down. He says, okay, I'm gonna wake up early. He makes it sound like I'm begging him a favor.
man, I'm doing
He's
us
gonna
a big
wake
favor.
up early and
On the
come
Sunday
down
of the pop-up.
on
Don't
the-
forget.
Yeah, the
this.
day of the job. And he's gonna come down and do the work. He comes, he does the work. We're grateful that he did the work, but it still really wasn't effective.
Right.
It
And
did
then he
not work.
says that he's gonna finish the work. He did like part of the
Yeah,
work.
'cause him never
Enough
miss
for
time.
us to work in the space. And my team was gracious enough. I have to big up the Pink Cape Run
Yeah,
team.
trust
like,
me.
Yeah.
Solid
Work through thick
setup.
and
Top tier.
People work
Trust
through
me.
the worst and the best of conditions, and they're so loyal and faithful. So big
Yeah.
up yourself, PA team.
Every
So they
time.
come through, they work through it, and he sets us back on that day where like delayed by an hour. We'll get the job done, and
Yeah.
it ends up being a good day. He comes the next day, says he's gonna do it. I kid you not, just. He works through the Sunday and the Monday, and we open our doors to the public on the Tuesday.
Because we
On-
think everything good now.
yeah, on the Tuesday,
Obviously.
we come in to start the day, and this is in the midst of still figuring out like parking,
Yeah.
still figuring out new stuff, all of these things. We turn on the exhaust system,
It's worse.
and it's worse than it
Than
was
the
before.
Sunday.
It's
No, it's
worse than
so
it
bad.
had. It's the worst it's ever been. Right?
Like
it's so
smoke
bad.
out the
Like,
whole
we're
place.
grilling on the grill, and like the smoke is just not coming out. So the whole kitchen is like fogged up.
And
No,
To the
I
point
would say
where-
I have burned like
Yeah,
it's
to the point where
terrible.
the staff can't stay in there. Everybody's coughing. You open the door, the smoke is coming into the restaurant. We're like, oh my
Hot
gosh,
mess.
the fire alarms are gonna go off. So we have to open every window, every door. It's a nightmare. I call the guy, tell him, hey, it's not working. He starts to cuss me off
Bad
and
word
tell
and
me
all.
how it's
That man
my
needs
fault
Jesus.
and
That's
like
all I know.
and
He
he's
needs
like,
Jesus.
He
yeah,
does.
he's telling me how it's not gonna work unless I done this, and I'm like,
And he was upset that Timmy did not tell him
thank
that he was
you.
grateful.
yeah, he's upset
He
that
was
I
like,
didn't tell him
imagine I
thank
came
you.
at this time. I didn't even tell me you're grateful for me. I'm like,
Yeah,
sir.
man. Yeah, man. Ridiculous.
Wow, drama.
So yeah, that set us back. So of course now it's unworkable condition. So I had to now wheel and come again, get a next person to come in and do over the work. So we
Which means
ended
you
up
have to pay
paying
a
for this
next
thing,
man.
this exhaust system like 3-4 times. So again, we have to shut our doors. We're unable to open for the rest of the week
Yeah.
because I guess the way we're set up, where we're based, we are in a residential and a commercial area at the same time.
Yeah.
And so commercial being we couldn't do the work needed to be done on the building
during the work
during the
week.
day because
Mhm.
offices are here. And we couldn't do it at night because
'Cause the
homes are
neighbors-
around us.
Yeah.
And so
Oh,
this happened
wow.
on a Monday and we opened this happened on a Tuesday and we opened Tuesday to Saturday. So literally we had to close the Wednesday, the Thursday, the Friday
To wait till the
And
following
wait
week.
till
and
they
wait
come on
until the
Saturday.
weekend for them to do the work on the Saturday and the Sunday. So lost a week right there.
Yeah.
Again, people are looking like
Like
can't
on stuff
keep up with
flimsy.
what's going
Flimsy.
on. People
Oh my
like,
God.
what's wrong with you? Why can't you be open and just
can't you
stay
just get it
open?
together?
And, yeah, man. But I have to say, God is kind through all of it. God would have it that in the midst of while that was going on, He provided catering jobs that we had said yes to previously. That really and truly we didn't know how we'd be able to do both the restaurant and the jobs, and it worked out that we would be closed for the restaurant and be able to execute those caterings, and it would almost balance out like the money you would have made from the restaurant you were able to make
Make
in
it
the
back.
catering, and God has just been
Yeah, I
good,
was just
but
gonna
that's
say there's like a whole miracle in the fact that you guys have been able to actually pay all these things.
yeah,
like in the
listen,
midst
yeah,
of all of
yeah.
this.
No, God has
Yeah.
been good. God has been good because I mean, since we've opened every day so far, we've sold out to the pork belly.
Yeah.
It's the
Oh,
most
I want to
popular
talk about
dish
that
on the
story.
menu, and part of that has been to the power of social media.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, but before we tell that story
Yeah.
though, I'm just curious because you guys talk a lot about like negative feedback and stuff, and I don't see you blazing people all over the internet and those types of things. So how do you handle negative feedback and like what's your
Smile and
process like
wave.
in your mind and like how you guys respond to things
How
like
do
that?
we? So I mean, I just to say smile and wave. I believe in good customer service always. And if we get negative feedback, we try our best to assess it, listen, and evaluate. There's no need to take offense. We try. So what you say? They have to be like a duck and make
duck
water
with the water.
run off
Or
the
run
back.
off your back,
Like, you
yeah.
can't take it on personally. Just make that water run off the back.
Another one.
And so, we'll see negative feedback in the comments. Sometimes people will go as far as to reach out to us directly and share their negative comments and feedback. Some of it is valid, some of it isn't. And so, of course, you just have to take everything with a grain of salt
Yeah.
and listen and assess. And then, as I said, the biggest thing is not to take it personally. Where assess it, where there's a
There's truth.
validity
Yeah.
or truth
Yeah.
to it, apply it and
Yeah.
take that. But where there isn't, lower it.
Yeah.
And there's no need to respond. Sometimes the best response
Yeah,
is
just
no
silence.
response.
I always admire
you
that
so
about you
much.
guys. You particularly, Timmy, you're very good at
Yeah,
that.
he is
Thank
very
you.
good.
Yeah,
To
me and
God
Carissa
be
will
the
cuss,
glory.
but like,
To God be
but
the
you be like,
glory.
put the phone down.
Yeah,
Give
man.
it to Timmy.
Do not
Don't take it
respond.
on. Don't take it on.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so now you finally get this exhaust system fixed, and of course, other things are happening. I remember there was one week you told me how the light exploded and everything.
Oh my
like,
gosh. Yeah.
This
There was
light
one
is
week.
Sign.
There was one week where it felt like everything that could
Oh,
go
I wasn't
wrong
there that
went
time.
wrong. And
Oh
so
yes,
it was a whirlwind of events. The first thing being the
was
new
me.
exhaust system.
Oh no.
Oh,
was-
you're not you.
Was
Oh, shit.
finally being worked on, right?
Yeah.
So this is now the third time the guy's in here working on
one.
it. He sends me a picture at midnight to show me the
facts.
kitchen or ceiling in the kitchen
just caved
has
in.
collapsed.
Came down.
It's completely just fallen down. Midnight.
You can't make this
Right?
stuff up, you know. My
So,
gosh.
Can't do anything at midnight. Rushing at about 5 a.m. with my brother-in-law, big up Marky, and we're trying to assess can we open, can we not. We
we
told
fix the
people
roof?
that like like it's whatever. Again, there's a miracle in that because that could have happened during
In the middle of
workday
service, yo.
with people in there, but it didn't. So
No,
thank
yeah.
God for that. I call Issa Construction, big up Issa Construction.
Always.
They come to the rescue and they're like, "Why didn't you call us earlier? We'd have been here at midnight." They are able to fix it back in time for us to open at 11. That's the first thing. Throughout the day now, we're doing the work, and of course, there's a sign behind me, an amazing sign behind me that says what? Good food, good people, good vibes.
Never
Dude,
have
I
good
kid
vibes
you
on
not.
you there.
The sign, the capacitor, which is what powers the sign, explodes in the middle of the day. It just
People are in here?
explodes. People were in here. Thankfully, no one
never
was
hit
sitting
nobody, though,
here,
thank God.
but it explodes just out of the blue. Boom. By the
Satan.
end of the day,
Terrible.
Rissa is having complications with the pregnancy. I won't get
Fun.
into what that was, but it involved us going to the hospital.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah, it was that week you were
literally,
out, you
like,
forget?
have rushed to the hospital. So from midnight to about 5 a.m., me leaving the hospital, like everything that could go wrong in
It was
that day,
wild.
on top of the exhaust system not working properly, went wrong. But again, God is good. And it felt like at that point, if we could make it through
Oh.
all of that and no one complained about the food, no one complained about the quality.
didn't even
We
know.
still did well. Like people
Yeah.
asked, "Where's Rissa?" But like it wasn't like oh my God, like the place is burning down.
Yeah.
Like to the outside, we presented a strong front and we seemed like,
But a
yeah
lot
man,
was
we're under
happening.
control. But in the back, it felt like tape was holding us down.
Lots of fires
Crazy glue,
everywhere.
needle and thread holding us down, and they were just putting out fires left,
Yeah.
right, and
Yeah.
center. But that happened all in the course of 24
I feel like
hours.
that time actually shifted how you guys decided to move forward operating the whole
Oh,
business.
absolutely.
And like it shifted your perspective on staffing
heck
and all
yeah,
of that. So
yeah,
just talk
dude.
us through like how that
Yeah.
changed a little bit.
So again, you want to jump in?
Well, I was normally I'm in the kitchen, I'm prepping, I'm doing everything. I'm very hands-on. Like that's just my style. You know, I love my sauces. I enjoy it. So of course I
Couldn't do a thing.
physically was unable to do
Could not.
anything because I was put on bed rest. So rough. Who knew that would be a hard thing? But it was very difficult. So basically I just had to put
Let
systems
go.
in place and just step back and just empower everybody to just get the job done. But at this point we're still very understaffed, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're still trying to hire people at the same time.
It was
It
a
was
lot.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot. And this is within the first
So
month.
Timmy had to take on a
operation.
whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I physically couldn't be here in the days anymore.
Yeah.
'Cause I used to help with the cashing and stuff like that. So
Price Smart
Timmy was
pickups
just on his own. Yeah,
Everything.
Jessica
became my jam. I've never
trust
got
me.
Price Smart so much in my
Jessica,
life.
Family,
Yeah.
friends, everybody jump in.
Our community really
Trust
chipped in.
me.
Really chipped in a big way.
Pick up supermarket
Yeah.
order, run go get cilantro when things run out. If you leave something at the house, them come in to help.
Trust
Yeah,
me.
it was.
And then
was
I
a
guess
time.
operational as well. We always knew that the day would come because of the baby.
Yeah.
That Rissa would not be.
I think it's a
in
gift,
the
like how it
space.
happened.
Yeah,
Like you wouldn't
looking
have done
back
it that
now,
way,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
feel like it was like a gift to
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
set things in motion.
Oh, for sure. But
Definitely.
we didn't expect it so fast. And as you say, it was a gift because we're so grateful that, it forced us to grow up faster than we
Real
had
quick.
wanted to and expected to. And again, I have to big up the PA team because they stepped up to the plate.
Yeah.
Our community stepped up to the
We're a
plate.
tiny team,
Both
trust me.
Meetup Fam as well as the Henry and Skiles family, like just everybody, We Training Black family, everybody rallied around and supported us. We have the most amazing, understanding customers and just PA family in the world, and
Yeah.
they've been very
Yeah.
supportive and understanding through all the hiccups. So it was a mix of things. But what really forced what it forced us to do was, as Rissa said, is put systems in place. And what we realized was without even knowing it, systems were being put in place from the jump. And so the team was able to manage without Rissa being there,
Yeah.
and the quality of the food did not drop. The
Yeah.
experience did not drop, and we were able to weather that storm. But it was tough. Like I legit cried in the midst of it. I
never said
cried.
that.
No, I couldn't make you see me cry.
Bruh.
But I fully like one day I got home, I'm
said
a
that.
ball, and then I just put on a brave face and back
let's
at
go.
it again.
Yeah.
I thought,
Yeah,
Lord,
man,
what
regular
is
with balling
this?
in the shower.
Yeah, man,
Yeah, no, but the tears
cried.
go with the
And then
rain.
come on, they're like,
Dude.
let's go.
Cried.
You're a tough
and
girl. now. Come
Yeah,
on.
man, it's been rough. But as I said, looking through that, I think those are make or break moments, and those were made moments for us. It made us stronger. It showed us that really and truly God is truly with us. That what we have is bigger than what we even realize and think, and that God is truly it's all Him, nothing to do with
Yeah.
us, because we would have never written the
Yeah.
story this way, would have never
No.
planned
Yeah.
for it to be this way. But He's been so kind and faithful through it all.
God said, business, baby. Stress, make you
Literally,
reorganize.
yeah,
All those
yeah.
things that feel like burdens are actually
Force us to
blessings.
grow.
Yeah.
So we feel
Yep.
stretched, but that's when muscles grow, when muscles tear, when muscles break.
That's it.
That's when you get stronger.
That's when you
That's when
get
you get
stronger.
bigger.
The workouts
Yeah.
that we love.
I know, I love it. It's true. Okay, so this really bizarre thing happens on social media where all of a sudden,
Oh.
tell us that story. Like somebody
Yeah.
makes a whole video about this noodle
Yeah,
bowl
man.
that then
Yeah.
goes viral to the
Jeez.
world.
Yeah,
Where in the
again.
timeline is that? And then like what
That was
happens next?
before all of
So
this.
this is like before all the madness happens, right? So
Yeah.
we're open, we're doing our thing, and a girl comes in one day and she orders food. She builds her own bowl, and I guess accidentally she gets an
That's the part
extra
that's wild,
meal
guys.
in her
Accidentally.
bag.
Yeah.
So she gets home and she makes a video on TikTok and she says, "Yo, big up to the person at Pink Apron that gave me an extra meal or whoever's meal I got, because my food is good, you know. But you see, this
It's
is
bussin'."
bussing."
And she
And,
don't even eat pork. That's the funny
and
thing.
it's so crazy because she doesn't know what she was eating. One, she don't eat pork, which was in the bowl. Two,
It was an
She just
accident that
eat
she
the
got
noodle
it.
then.
it was a mistake.
Yeah.
Three, and it was just the perfect combination of things, with her being a pretty black girl to also having
up
a British
yourself.
accent,
British accent.
and then
Thank
she
you so
switched
much,
from the
Timmy.
British accent to
Pato.
pato, then from the pato to Spanish. Like it was just a mix of things that we never really
She did
know.
say something, man.
Yeah, she ended it with gracias.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
like
man.
Spanish.
It was wild. It was wild, but it was a perfect combination of things that we'll never quite know what made it go viral. But the thing went
How many people saw
viral.
that?
She got like millions
Up
of
to this point,
probably-
when I check, it had over 1.5
That
million
is
views
crazy.
It's
on
crazy.
TikTok. And again, what that did for our business is it brought people in with their phones, and they just take their
It shows
phones
the picture.
and they just be like, "I want this, I want this, I want this," like just every day.
Oh
And I
my
kid you not,
gosh,
what
to
was
this day.
again, what's crazy about that is when you have to understand, to get viral content like that, you typically have to pay for that. We did not pay for that.
Yeah.
Two, we were intentionally and still are intentionally not marketing Pink Apron hard because of the parking situation. And God would have it that content creators from all over,
Yeah,
various
people
ones.
come in here just to
Yeah,
make content
man.
about the food.
Savor the City has come through the place. More Media has come through the place. Different collabs have come through the place.
Yeah.
Where's the Food Joe has come through the
Enough of
place.
them.
Just
Foodies.
major content creators who you typically have to pay to come and sample your food, come and experience a place and tell people, have come on their own merit and just said, you know, we want to be a part of this. We
Yeah.
want to see what's going on. We want to make a video just out of our own desire. And it's
some
put
nice,
Pink
clean
Apron
content.
on the map
Lovely.
in a new way. Again, if you're not on social media, you're not doing anything. And so between my girl who went viral with 1.5 million views, we became trending on TikTok. Like it was like fully in the search engine, Pink Apron Jamaica. People all over the world were like, is there a Pink Apron in my city, in London, in
Yeah.
Mexico, in
Not
Jamaica?
yet.
And I believe that's prophetic of what's to come,
Amen.
like PA Hub across the world. But it's been insane, like
Yeah.
a miracle. So again, we see God's hand at work because, as I said, we intentionally have chosen not
keep
to
things
market,
quiet.
not to go too hard, not to what you call it, not to promote too hard because of the issue with parking being one of the main things. Because like we know we can bring a crowd, but where are we going to put the crowd? But
Yeah.
God has been kind, God has been faithful, and it's just been a miracle unfolding each and every day.
Yeah, that's amazing, guys. So you guys have had so many challenges, including the parking issue. So I
Yeah.
would just want you to share some recommendations. How can people kind of make their whole thing easier when they
Tips
come to
and
the hub?
tricks. Yeah, man, no problem. So for sure, I think one of the best ways to do that is to pre-order or WhatsApp ahead of time. That's one, I guess, PA hack. The truth is, we are getting better at getting it in and out. We're a grab and go space, and so the earlier you order, I'd say if you
Especially
order
that
between
pork.
10 a.m. Yeah, the pork
Yeah,
especially.
trust
Pork
me.
typically sells out by 2:30. So the earlier you order, and I'd say between 10 a.m. to 11 in that window, if you're able to
Shoot us a WhatsApp.
WhatsApp your order
or call
in,
in
your
now, yeah.
thing is guaranteed. You let us know if you come in at 11 on the dot or
Just
at
give us a
2:30.
name, your order.
Give us your name, your number, and you can get that. So we have 2 phone numbers. You can call us or you can WhatsApp us. How those numbers work?
Okay, so the WhatsApp is 658-206-0133.
Yeah.
And then to call us, 658-206-1211. But I do recommend just shooting us a WhatsApp.
Yeah, man.
Because
Always works.
I always have that phone in my hand.
Yeah,
and
man.
it's easy for us to just drop in the order.
I'd say DM on Instagram is the absolute
Yeah,
worst.
do not
way to do
DM
it.
us. We
Do
never.
not
They're not on
DM us.
Instagram,
Never
barely.
on
Instagram.
Yeah.
That's the worst way.
No.
And then what's coming for the future is, I would say, delivery is coming.
Oh,
We're
sweet.
investing in technology to assist with like curbside pickups.
Okay.
Just meet you outside. We're working
Very
on our
nice,
methods and
guys.
strategies. So
Like
we
a
are
pickup
definitely getting better at what we do. So when you come in, you get your food within 5 minutes and
And
you're
you're
out
out
the
of
You
here.
don't
door.
even have to join the line. Just
Yeah.
come to the side. We have a separate POS.
Oh, that's
Exactly.
You can just take your
Exactly.
payment, you get your
Yeah.
food, and you go. Easy.
And what's coming as well is coffee. We have a whole side
Oh,
of the
yes,
business.
you guys have a whole
That's
morning
coming.
vibe
Coffee is coming,
happening.
and I mean, we've been taking our time to figure out
Yeah.
the kinks, and so we haven't even launched
Not only
the coffee
coffee,
side of the
matcha
business.
too. You know, all the good things.
Coffee
Yes,
and
have
tea,
my matcha,
all of them
please.
things that come in.
Specialty
So a lot to look
drinks.
forward to in that realm.
That's awesome, guys. Okay, I want to talk through some business strategies. Like, now that you've dived into the world of business head first, however you
Why
call
look
that.
so stressed out?
Like, what would you do differently? What
Yeah.
has really worked? Can you talk us through some of that?
Sure. So, I mean, we're still figuring it out, truthfully. So, I don't know if we're full experts to say, okay, do this next time or do that. But one practical piece of advice I'd give to anyone, especially in the food industry, is give more space to your kitchen. Like, if you think you're going to
Yeah.
need
Oh, like
X
to
amount
build
of
it
space,
out.
Yeah,
I'd say
man.
give more space to
Back
the
of
kitchen.
the house,
The back
kitchen.
of the house, a lot of times we tend to focus on the front, make sure it's pretty, make sure it
Yeah.
look nice. But we really need to give equal, if not more,
Priority to
attention and
Really draw out the
priority
space and
to
feel it out.
to the back of the house. A lot of times you're not going to know until you're
Like working
in
in,
it
space.
and
The
almost
equipment
quote
is
unquote too
actually
late.
there. Yeah.
But it's super important. So I'd say looking back at what we did, we would definitely give more space to the kitchen. What else would I advise? I'd say invest in technology.
Yeah.
Whatever technology is out there to work, almost automate things, whether it's a
Like
cash
systems.
register,
Yeah.
whether it's a printer, whether it's like a fry, whatever equipment is out
Yeah.
there that you can afford to invest in to make your life easier.
Yeah,
I'd
To shorten the process.
highly
Yeah.
recommend it because
Definitely.
it saves everybody. It actually saves you money as much as it would cost more upfront.
It's a good investment, trust
You're
me.
saving
Yeah.
on staff. You're saving on the time that people take. You're able to accommodate more people,
Get
more
people
things.
in and out quicker.
You're able to make more money. So I'd
Yeah.
encourage you to do that.
You know, one more thing I think you should mention, I'd love for you guys to talk about, is like the power of connection with people.
At least
Because
like
I feel like relationship
yeah.
has been like such a
That
key
has helped
element
us
for you
a
guys.
lot
Yeah,
with
major,
everything.
major.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do I sum that up?
Live good with people.
Yeah.
Treat people
So
good.
you can call them
Yeah.
at midnight to come
Yeah,
fix things.
trust me.
Yeah, live good with people for sure. As best as you can, try to treat everyone the same with respect. Both people that work for you, and then people who are really you're serving and working for. You know, so that's super important. As best as you can, always put your best foot forward. Think through carefully the culture that you want to create in whatever space, whatever business
You
you're
guys have great customer
developing.
service.
So if again customer service is
Yeah,
your
it's a big
thing,
thing, yeah.
if like the environment is your thing, if you want people to say a certain thing, we say at meetup all the time, what gets repeated gets remembered. And so culture is super important. Culture is that thing that you can never see. It's not tangible, but you feel it. You
Yeah.
can't miss it.
Yeah.
And we try our best to create a space where people feel like family. Even the way we've designed and created the hub, we want
like
it
a
to
living room.
feel
Yeah,
like
it's
an
houses.
extension of ourselves, our home. And so
Yeah.
I'd say think through that.
Yeah.
Think through the actual flow of things. So if you're gonna make a sandwich, what's the fastest, most efficient
how
way
long
to
should
make
it
that
take?
sandwich? How long should it take? Supplier, again, I can speak directly to the food industry.
Yeah.
Pricing is important. So suppliers are important.
So
I'd
treat
say
them good. Trust
yeah,
me.
have a backup and have a
Yeah.
backup for the backup and a backup for the
Yeah.
backup for the backup.
Because we
Like,
live in Jamaica,
yeah,
guys.
things are
Things are
scarce.
not readily available.
I'd
Trust
also,
me.
yeah, I'd also say for any new business, any business in general, you want to be flexible in terms of you want to be able to accept payments via cash or card.
Yeah.
And if you're doing card, I'd encourage you to have more than one bank supply you with a card machine. So
Yeah.
should one go down, you have
Oh,
another
you have a
one.
backup.
Depending on the type of business, again, think through even stuff like internet, Wi-Fi. If you're an internet dependent business, I'd say have a backup internet.
Oh, wow,
So that
like
when one
just in
goes
case.
down, the
Yeah.
other is ready.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the fact that we just went through a hurricane and so many people are suffering for
No
loss of
power,
lights, loss of
yeah.
power.
Generator, all
So
them
you know,
something
just
there.
just think through almost doomsday prep type of vibe. Worst
Worst
case
case
scenario.
scenarios.
Have a
If
generator.
everything goes wrong, how will we make this work?
Yes.
And and another piece of advice I got was hire slow, fire fast, but
Oh, that's
not
interesting.
not as fast. I'd say like not too fast.
Yeah,
like,
but
so
faster.
definitely give
Yeah.
people a chance, but just know that the wrong person in your organization, the longer they stay, will
Make or
will
break it.
hurt your
Yeah.
organization.
Okay.
And so you want to be very intentional with who you bring in. And a question you can say to yourself or ask yourself is, if everyone worked like this person, if everyone was like this person, would our organization be better
Yeah.
or worse? And that usually is a clear indication of, the next step for
Yeah.
your organization.
Were you guys always like this, like sort of able to deal with people in this way, like hire, fire, all them things, or has this been
We're
something
still
that
not
you've
like
grown?
this.
No.
Oh, definitely being stretched. In fact,
Sure.
you didn't ask it, but I'd say the biggest challenge is managing people. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's challenging.
Trust me.
It can be awkward. So we're learning as we go.
Yeah.
But that's a big one. I'd say that's the biggest challenge. And no, you have to be hungry for it. So I've been reading books left, right, and center
Yeah.
on
Stay learning.
leadership, on the food industry, on business. I'd say nothing is impossible. The info is out there. You just have to be hungry and willing to go after it and,
And
learn it
teachable.
for yourself. And
Yeah.
teach. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. You have to be
Always
teachable.
teach- yeah.
And that's for business people
never
and for
arrive.
workers. Like, it don't matter who, you need to be teachable.
So I'm just curious now, like with where you are right now, things have kind of settled a bit. What's been the biggest challenge? What's been the big? Oh no, I don't want to ask it. I want to ask what's the biggest lesson,
Biggest
like sort
lesson.
of coming out of this, and then what's the biggest joy?
That
Biggest
deep one. Hold on, let me see.
lesson.
I think,
Biggest lesson.
yeah. Another way to frame that is how has this like changed like your perspective?
Yeah. Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest lesson in all of this is that God is sovereign, God is in control.
I was
right?
gonna say that.
You can't say that. yeah, God is sovereign, God is in control. And we're just so grateful because literally his hand is over this thing. He knew that this was all gonna happen from the jump. Nothing catches him off guard or by surprise,
Yeah.
because what we didn't even mention in the midst of all of the storms that have passed is a literal storm
Yeah,
actually
burial.
passed through the
Yeah.
place as well. And I kid you not, like just again, a hindrance to the business and just different stuff along the journey have what a quote unquote stopped us, or a lot of times we think what the enemy meant for evil, God
turns
actually
around.
turns it for good. And another big lesson is I've been learning in this season is all we have is all we need. Like what God has put in your hand is all you need to get the job
Literally.
done. A lot of times we look and we say, in order to do this and that, we need X amount of money and this amount of contacts and this space and that space. But literally, like from the jump, we've never had anything,
We lacked
to
nothing.
quantitate, to like look and say, oh yeah, man, this makes sense.
Yeah.
With this in my hand, I can build this or that. No, but literally,
Just
God,
enough.
we've been faithful with what he's put in our hands, and he's done the rest. He's taken our ordinary and made it extraordinary, extraordinary,
Yeah.
So we're grateful for that. And so those are the big lessons, I guess, that I've been learning
You have a
in
different
this
one, Reese?
season.
Sure. God is in control. I'm gonna jump back on that one. 'Cause even like throughout this whole thing, we've lost a lot of stuff, look at things. But I just learned to just keep calm, just trust God. Him always have the final say. And the truth is, I always tell myself this. I'm like, God, you took us this far.
Yes,
Yeah.
miracle after miracle.
You must
Yeah.
have a plan. I don't even bother to stress after a while. I'm just
Yeah.
like, it's on you. So when people come to me and they're like, oh my gosh, like somebody told me the other day, like, another restaurant coming right there, this happening, this person wanted it. I'm like, it's okay.
It's
I
cool.
mean,
Yeah.
we're done here
God's
already. God took
business.
us this far.
Yeah.
This is his promise.
Yeah, man.
It's not our thing.
Yeah.
He's in control.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it be.
Just leave it
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
No need to stress.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then biggest joys.
Biggest joy. I honestly, my joy is the people. My joy is seeing this happen every day. Like, just it's a miracle in motion
Crazy.
every day. We used to pray for days like this, and we're fully standing in a miracle each and every day. My joy is absolutely serving people. We believe good food plus good people is always good vibes, and seeing that equation work itself out on a daily basis is the biggest joy in the world. So, we see so many relationships form. People come and they experience what we really want people to experience. We pray over the food, and we pray that people experience God's love through the food,
Yeah.
and that they, in coming in a space like this, would encounter God. And we believe it's happening in different ways. So I'd say even the biggest compliment is like people have come on what would have been our worst of days or our hardest of days, and they'd ask, "Is this a Christian business?" and all that stuff, and we be able to proudly say yes. And that's been the biggest joy in the world, that through the business, through the hospitality and the food and beverage
Treat
industry,
people, yeah.
we get to build and propel the kingdom of God and serve people and love on people. And so it's been awesome. And of course, doing it together has been amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that.
Just waiting.
It's been amazing. It's been challenging. It's like a new beast in
Yeah.
and of itself, and we'll have to
Yeah.
figure out this new rhythm. We because now, like, we're
Late
fully
nights, man.
24/7, 365. If you're not careful, it takes over your life.
Yeah.
And so we've had to figure out our new rhythm. But what's also super cool about this is we're not just building for us, we are building for the future. We're building for
For
Isaac
This
and
young man right
his
here.
brothers and sisters to come, and
right.
so and his
Amen.
kids and his kids, and just it's generational.
Yeah,
So
for
we're
sure.
really thinking eternal when it comes to this.
That's awesome. How about you, Riz? Biggest joys.
Man, why do we make to make the
I know I'm just saying all the things, eh? It's alright, you can come up with something new.
Another joy for me is just being able to have people experience my type of food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And just
Yo,
something
pink apron
different.
food, let me tell you something. Always tastes good, you know?
she's a
I just
culinary
love-
genius.
It's literally a gift from God.
Yeah,
I just
man.
enjoy cooking for people and seeing them get excited over the food.
Yeah.
And just being able to be creative, and on Fridays we get to do like fun food.
Love
So
that.
I don't feel like I'll ever get bored here, kind of a thing. And actually I'm an introvert, but I've really been enjoying like interacting with customers. Normally I'm hiding in the back, but I actually really enjoy like talking to people, explaining
I think
the menu
people
to
come
them.
here just to talk.
I really
Sometimes,
like it.
yeah.
And I meet all sorts of nice people, and I like
So
to
many
get to know
people.
them, and
We
I
love the
remember their
PA fam.
names. And
Yeah.
it's just fun.
Yeah.
And I know the orders, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
I
man.
enjoy that a lot, actually.
For sure. That's awesome, guys. All right, we're going to wrap up. But just to close out, just to hear like what is to come, what can people look forward to, that type of thing. What are some hopes, dreams, Talk us through
Yeah.
that.
Great. Talk to us, Rizal. What's to come?
What's to come?
A baby.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely want to franchise this place. I definitely have, since opening this spot and seeing the crazies and that we're able to work through it, I have a lot of ideas for like new concepts of other pink things. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
let's
what I call
go.
it, but like other joints I want to open.
Let's go.
To just introduce Jamaica to something different,
Yeah, man, for sure.
So definitely want to just, I think I really am enjoying this restaurateur thing
Experience and
so
journey.
far.
Yeah,
it's
man.
crazy,
It's a
but I
wild
love it
ride,
at
but
the
it's
same
fun.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you can look out for hopefully soon-ish
Hey,
some other locations.
let's go.
Anything to add,
Let's
Tim?
go. I mean, I think Rissa said it all. I just say, while we're hopeful and expectant for the future, our focus is very much
Yeah.
what's in front of
And
us,
perfecting
one,
this.
one day at a
Yeah.
time. I don't even know if we'll ever perfect it, but we want to get better at what we're doing. And as we lean wholeheartedly into this and we say yes to all that God is putting in our hands and putting in front of us, we know truly and for sure that the best is still yet to come.
Yeah.
I think immediately what you can expect is more content coming out of the Sky Lounge, out of Pink Apron. I'm super
Yeah.
excited for the page at Pink Apron JA. Some
about to turn up.
premium
Yeah.
content is coming your way, and we want to invite people on the journey with us as we grow, as we develop, as we figure out this thing, as we do life together, and we invite you on that journey. So that's, I'd say, what's to come. And of course, we're about to be parents, like legit
Yeah.
parents, like,
Yeah,
and that's gonna
that's
be
the
a
Fun.
whole
Think
other
Apron's youngest
chapter.
employee.
Yeah, a
And look out
whole
for a baby in
other
the
journey,
space.
that we're super excited to enter, and that we're super excited to share as we figure it out and learn and grow together. So,
First time.
so yeah, that's what I'd say is to come.
Yeah, I'm really happy for you guys. Really excited. Proud of you guys. You guys have been doing some seriously hard work, and it's been amazing to watch and see. And I look forward. I think this is honestly the beginning. And who knows, 10 years from now, what we'll be looking back at? Like two young
know.
people don't know, and then. But I just know it's great things from
Yeah.
here for sure, because God's favor is on your life, God's
Oh,
hand
give
is on your
thanks.
life, and
Give
so
thanks.
we just thank God for that. Back to you, Timmy.
Love that.
Can
Thank
close
you,
us out.
J. Royce. That was an amazing conversation. And we just want to say, Sky Lounge fam, we love you. We are back. We apologize for the delay. As you've heard, we've
A
been
lot has been
figuring
happening.
stuff out, and we continue to ask for your patience and your grace as we figure stuff out. I'd encourage you, if you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend. Follow us and subscribe to the page. So follow us on Instagram at the Sky Lounge. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Link up with us, yo. We're super excited. If you have people, conversations, topics you'd love for us to unpack and have conversations around, let us know. Shoot us a DM, shoot us a WhatsApp, shoot us a comment under the video, whatever you need to do. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. All right, until we meet again, big up everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
And check us out at the Hub Tuesdays to Saturdays,
You don't
11
know,
a.m. to
shameless
6
plug.
p.m.
Yeah, man, all the roads lead to the PA Hub, Tuesday to Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Yep.
at Proven Place, which is on the corner of Lady Musgrave Road and Gladstone
Gladstone
Drive, 2 to 4 Gladstone Drive.
Can't mix us.
Let's go. You bring the people, we bring the food.
Bye, guys.
Good food, good people, good vibes.
All
Let's go.